Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways. even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace. There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book. Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down. I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him.
Hey, Metapidemic, good morning. Thanks for the loot. How are you, my friend? Oh wow. This is incredible, man. It's not much of a game. I mean, it's not much.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
It's not much of a game we are used to. You just have to use your mouse, actually, to look around. And the control keys to move forward, backward, left and right.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Oh, now I'm in
My brother said he'd die before
body
he
of
did another
Sam.
night. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly. But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
That's how
Calvin's
Calvin
story felt
died.
strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Alright, that's how Calvin died. 1950 to 1961. He only got 11 years old when he died. Yeah, epidemic, something different. Just taking it relaxed. The game is called The Remains of Edith Finch. It's one of the best games back in 2017. And you can get it now temporarily for free when you have an Epic account, when you have the Epic Game Launcher. Epic from Fortnite, you know. Then you can get this game for free. It's actually a bunch of stories about a cursed family back in Washington State. And I am Edith, on top of this tree here of the family, the Finches. I'm Edith Finch, and I'm exploring our old house to see what happened with everybody who lived inside. What happened with everybody of the family. So this is not much of an action game where you have to shoot people or something. It's just listening to the stories, clicking with your mouse on certain items, and moving around. Even closing the book is going with your mouse to the left now, or to the right, it's say.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
And this is a house full of secrets, man. It's
The passages were a
unbelievable.
pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Each room tells a story about a different character of the family. So, Mad Epidemic, you play Fishing Planet as well, right?
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
We started to play Fishing Planet, and actually we like it a lot more than professional fishing. Not that we are going to abandon professional fishing, but there's a lot more to it in Fishing Planet. It's a little bit more intriguing. I love how the simplicity of professional fishing, but once you bought premium, you unlock everything and you level up quite fast. So I leveled up in 2 weeks to level 40. Level 40 means when VIP is gone that all the maps are unlocked, and in that time you earned so much money. I have like more than $500,000 already that I can pay for everything even without VIP. Then the game gets a little bit boring. There are no challenges anymore, and that's where Fishing Planet kicked in for us.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
See, I have to do the movement of this comic.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
And now I have to move in the comic. Isn't that great?
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Now I'm in the comic, man. Oh, awesome. It's me who's looking around here.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Finch rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Oh my
I'm
god.
not scared, Rick.
And the only thing she did
furious.
was... Oh dear.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out,
Slam.
but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the Late Late Picture Show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Walter vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police described the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grow. He wasn't moving,
Whoops.
But she sensed the story might not be over yet.
And he's gone. Of course. Of course he's gone.
The Hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true.
Oh my
And
god.
she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara.
Finally her
was
scream.
magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now
Wow.
that's what I call a real eerie tale.
A real eerie tale. Yeah, what happened with Oh Dear? Oh Dear changed in... Alright, I can put someone else on the
Edie told me
family
all Barbara wanted
tree.
was to be remembered. As
Barbara.
absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
So already have 3 people there. Odin, Calvin, Barbara and Molly. But when I went through this box, there was still another entrance there.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Let's go to the next stage. Hoppa! This is really just storytelling. Well, I love the interactivity. I came out of the booze closet. Oh my god. This house is terrific, man.
Edie's father Odin built the original house.
This house is terrific.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Hey, good morning, woman. From her workplace, she's watching the stream. I will throw you. A kiss, woman. Oh, I'm upstairs now, right? Yeah. And the shark room I already did. This is Molly. I already did Molly. Insect. Have to go that
It's
way,
funny.
right?
All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Oh, that music box, right. I have to go down. Here's the music box. Keep turning. Yeah, and pull out the key. Alrighty then. Next part of the story. Are we going to play billiards, pool, snooker?
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Unless I wanted another tetanus shot, right? Oh, here are these wooden... from a tree, you see, slices from a tree. And one of these slices was used to paint that portrait of... who was it? Let's take the book. I think a portrait of... Calvin, was it? No, Odin. Portrait of... But this is a miniature version of the dragon slide that's fan-made. Nice. Canoe.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Here's that freaking fridge.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Can't see anything here.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Wow, man. What the hell? This is all food and
If
stuff,
there's a pattern
man.
in all these stories,
Wow. This is like a bunker. Ready for the war?
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Wow. Yeah, it is. It's like such a shelter bunker. Walter. Now we're going to get the story of Walter now. Here it is. First, let's have still a look around. That's for later. First, the story of Walter.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
30 years? Really?
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow.
Yeah.
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just...
Oh my god, Walter just swallows those peaches. Damn.
Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can. I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my
face. And that was it. Okay. That was it.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Walter. All right. Have to go to the next one. Now you see, everybody is painted on such a slice of a tree.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
You have to do that all with your mouse. You have to move the mouse around to open things and...
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house...
You can
I
say
can only
that
imagine what else she was hiding.
This house is full of secrets and mysteries. Oh my god.
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
I am discovering what happened with everybody else.
Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Yes, indeed. Maybe you did. What do I have to do now? Can't jump. Oh, don't tell me I'm stuck now. I'll have to follow the path. That's it.
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
Okay, before we go any further, I'm going to get myself a fresh cup of coffee. Just a sec. Alright, back with some coffee. First I'm going to check something. What is that over there? There's still some kind of a platform with a ladder in the water over there.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
Chair in the tree.
But I thought you should know about your family. and the history you're a part of.
See? There's like a platform there with a ladder. Right in front of me. Maybe a raft, but I don't think I can get there. No. No. I can't get there. Question is, what do I have to do now?
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
Okay. Yeah, I feel pretty lost, yes. That's the house. It's a crazy house, isn't it? It's a crazy house. Yeah, I feel a little bit lost, Edith. You can say that.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, it had that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness. Any of it seems possible.
Yeah, it's like you have the big main house, and then you have like one shack built upon the other. It's really a weird house, man. A lot of dirt to plant flowers. Okay, it's not here.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
Bicycle. And a bottle. Or a candle.
What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Did you hear that? What kind of family finishes building a cemetery?
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but
before building the house.
The pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
This is the family cemetery.
3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Christopher, Shadow, Shatsy, Oliver, Bob, Lucy, Daisy, Charlie, Derpy, Derpy Jr., Burpy, Chirpy, Burpy, Lurpy, Zerpy. Oh my god, all animals. It's a pet cemetery. A fish, a rabbit. I don't know what that is. A dog, maybe.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Molly Finch. Yeah, man, same here. We already buried 3 animals in the garden. There's no cross or anything on top of it, but we know perfectly where everything is. These are all the stories I've already seen until now. So there's nobody else on the cemetery at the moment.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Yeah, there is something there.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Oh, that's where, yeah, that's where his house, Now I have to move back, right?
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Now, I didn't see the stories of Gregory and Gus yet.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
And Sanjay Kumar, and Lewis, and Milton.
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Yeah. I already told you were pregnant. Because when you look down, you see like a tummy. And she has that little thing hanging around her neck. Which pregnant women do. Oh, there's the ladder. Didn't see it first. It's a little bit dark out here, man.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Yeah, smoking cigarettes.
They were both pretty intense.
Back in the house.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
And here we will get the story of Sam. He's from the US Marines. The sniper rifle is hanging behind me. No, 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 pick it up, pick it up. Open it.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. The camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though. Aw.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
High definite.
That's a keeper.
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad,
Let me get the eyeball.
do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Don! I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay? Sorry, Don. Just gotta reset the timer.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Oh my goodness, is that the way he died? He just fell off that rock!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Oh damn! He just fell off, man. That buck wasn't dead after all. Oh, sometimes I just get chills of all these stories, man, really. Had to send a message to my wife, and about that I'm just going to send a message down the drain. So I will be right back, folks. I need to go to the toilet. Just a little second. Alright, here we are again. No, it wasn't fine after all, Mad Epidemic. The bug was still alive. Or at least a little bit. That was the story of Sam. Need to go.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Let's explore the rest of the room a bit. We had his story, but maybe there are still small things that K is something else again. K is also in my book right here. K. Wow. We really have to walk on these wooden support beams. This is the echo, isn't it? Military food.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Finch control. Damn, it's like a military base here, man. Gregory, sorry. Gregory, Gus. Emergency evacuation plan. No playing outside without permission. No answering door for strangers. No messes after dark. All chores before dark. Respect others. Gus, Don, Gregory. Man, this is really a military base here for these kids. Raise flag at 7:30 AM. Breakfast at 8:30. Quiet time at 11 PM. Duties. Don, sweep. Trash. Gus, mop. Mow yard. Greg, be a baby. Routine. Jump rope 100 times. Jumping jacks 150 times. Push-ups 100 times. Crunches 100 times. Run to mailbox and back. Damn. Damn, dude. Damn. So let's start with the story of Gregory. It's military report. Divorce contract. Sam Finch. Lawsuit has been filed against you. You have 20 calendar days after this summons is served on you to file a written response to the attached complaints petitions with the clerk of this court located at blah 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 blah.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Oh, I'm Kay now. I'm the baby in bath. Oh shit. Oh, I'm the frog now.
Time's over, Gregory. It's time to...
What the fuck? Leave me alone,
Hold on,
woman.
sweetie.
I'm playing with my frog. Okay.
Hello?
Bye-bye.
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw, it sure made him happy. I worried about a baby being too happy. I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
Oh no! No! I want to play some more.
Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Bitch!
Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Water!
I wish you could have told us.
Ah. Oh shit. That's the way I'm going to die, right? Uh-oh.
There's so much I don't understand.
Oh, fuck
about
me.
Gregory. About everything.
Drowning.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure it's happened. And he'd want me to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Uh-oh. I just drowned, didn't I? Shit. Gregory just drowned in the bathtub. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh my god. I just drowned in the bathtub. Can you imagine?
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
Let's try to find out what happened with Gus.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. Father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. Rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. Thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Oops.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. until we found you.
Okay, that is what happened with Gus.
She never talked about him, but Mom
Damn.
told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Still a few to go. Dawn, Milton, Lewis. Again, we have myself. 3 stories to go, actually. But I don't know where to go from here. There's not like no secret passage here or anything. Normally there is always some kind of secret passage to a next room. Oh, wait a minute. I have to climb here.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
This is a climbing wall.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
This is the next room.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Dawn and Sonia.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
Solar panels.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again.
Now here we have like a little herb garden. Herbs. All herbs, man.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Milton, 1992.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Oh my! That's the door down there. Did you see that?
I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Yeah, but here is his door. She sealed the doors, yeah, with foam.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out. Mom definitely blamed Edie, but
wow, look at
I
this
think
building
Louis
of the
blamed
house,
himself.
man. This is part of a boat.
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
This is a boat. Next story.
Louis's room smelled very,
Wow.
very familiar.
Yeah.
That part of him lived on.
Marijuana. Exit. Not yet. Marijuana. Oh, he even has a Nintendo 64. Or is it a PlayStation? It's a PlayStation. It's a Wonderland Turbo. Yeah. Louis Finch's diploma. Oh, he definitely smokes weed, man.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Louis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Louis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
So, I'm doing these fish, and in the meanwhile I'm playing that game there in the background.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor, and he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis.
I'm going to cut my hands.
He started drifting away from our reality.
I have a feeling that I'm going to cut my hands in a bit.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for radiant rainbows. He followed the sound of her electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. I began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Louis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him. holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Oh no.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Oh my god.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Oh my god. Just killed himself, man. That was it, right? Sorry.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Story about me, right?
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Edith is my mother. I am the one in her belly when she's all telling this. Stupid me. I didn't
the power had been
realize
shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles.
And the remains of Edith is me.
When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
That frog from in the bathroom.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful.
Look, here you have that platform that I was seeing, you know?
I've seen that house every day of my life.
All the water is gone here.
But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone.
Oh, my mom just died.
The last Finch left alive.
So sad. I'm the last Finch. What remains of the Finch?
Until I found out about you.
Me?
I'm I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things.
I'm getting the chills again, man.
But as
really.
it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes.
I'm getting goosebumps out of this.
And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you.
Me?
And tell you all these stories myself.
Me?
But I guess if you're reading this now...
No! She's pregnant as well!
Things didn't work out that way.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course, stupid! You were running around pregnant. Here is the baby coming. Papa!
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Edith Finch. This is my son. I have a son. I have a son. I have a son. He's at the house. It can all happen again. Story by Giant Sparrow. Shirley Dallas. Yeah, man, I think this is it. This was it. This was the game. Wow. Wow. Yeah, this was nice. This was something else. It was a complete storytelling game. And there is not a lot of activity that you as a player have to do. The only thing you have to do is clicking some things, moving your mouse around a little bit, and walking around. But this is really marvelous, man. Nevertheless, action or not, there surely had to be a lot of hours in this game, man. It's well done, it's beautifully done. I'm impressed, actually. I'm impressed. And the details that come back in every room, in every story, and it's fantastic, man, it's fantastic. Even now you still have all the details, things that you found in game and that are coming back now. It's unbelievable. And it's like, if these are real photographs of all the people who worked on this game, then there is a little something of every person in this game. I already saw some photographs which I found back in the game, actually. Of course, these are photographs of the old, of their childhood. Annapurna Interactive. Look, the little girl with the shotgun, it's hunting. That came in the game as well. The helmets, Yeah, the helmet in the game was from an astronaut. Blade testers. Alright. Special tanks. Trick or treat, smell my feet. Okay. In loving memory of Louis Finch. The Edith Finch team. The end. Well, beautiful, man. Beautiful. Really beautiful. Wow. Beautiful. Really. Yeah, this was really beautiful. Okay, I'm going to end the stream, guys. I have some things to do. There's lag on the stream, right? Well, I'm having troubles with my internet connection. I'm on small band at the moment. I did some crazy downloading stuff, and I downloaded a little bit too much. Actually, it was watching streams 24/7 for like 2 weeks in a row. That really eats your download. You haven't noticed any lag? Oh, okay. I'm getting dropped frames here as we speak. My OBS is telling me that I'm getting dropped frames. Don't know why. No idea. Oh, the last dropped frame was 19 minutes ago. Alright. So yeah, guys, this was it. This was the story of the remains of Edith Finch. No, don't do this again. Oh shit. Made like a mistake. Okay, let's quit the game. That was beautiful, man. That was beautiful. Really. But I'm going to end the stream nevertheless. Still need to do some other things, and then I'm going to do some fishing in Fishing Planet. So yeah, thanks for hanging around here, and see you later. Bye bye.